Let's talk. Let's talk. I don't even know if I would call this a tier list, though. I think I would call this more of a... I think I would call this more of a talk about, like, champions that carry and why they carry. And I guess I'll just use Twitch chat to bounce concepts, ideas off of you guys, because I'm 90% sure I have a pretty good handle on, like, each role and what you need to be doing in each role to reliably carry from each role. Or I guess options that carry from each role. The moral of the story has to be, though, going into this, that true utility champions, true utility. So, for example, Braum, Leona, I'm trying to think of champions. Malphite, and I'm going to make the font a little bit smaller. So, utility champions such as Braum, Leona, Malphite. I'm trying to think of a mid lane example that is like a true utility champion. That would fit in a fucking mid lane. I think technically Orianna can carry, though, because I think she kind of transcends that because her scaling's so good. Lissandra does well as well. Lissandra does pretty well too. Oh yeah, Morgana, that's a good one. Morgana's a great one that can show up in mid sometimes. I think that Karma has... Well, Karma actually might have issues too. I could put her down. I don't think she's as bad as some of the other ones. I think that utility champions are probably a no-go for this type of stuff. I think that utility champions are bad. And that, like, yeah, like Tom Kench, Shen, yeah, these are all great picks, guys. These are all good options. Annie's not a utility champ at all. Kennen is not a utility champ at all. I would view Annie as a champion that can run over games if played properly, because she's got a strong lane phase, just like I would view Kennen the same way. I would view Poppy. Poppy would, I think when Poppy is overtuned, there might be an argument there, but yeah, Poppy right now isn't that great. I think that champions, I think that if we're talking about champs that carry each role, what we're really looking to talk about is if I was a booster, right? If I woke up tomorrow and I was like, I'm done with streaming. Fuck this. I hate people watching me. I hate you guys. And I wanted to boost to make money, and it was profitable enough to where we could do that and I could just game. What champions would give me... The Mad King, thanks for subbing. I would say what champions would give me the best, like, high percentage win rate result. As in, if I am dropping more than, like, 75% of all my games, there's something wrong. So that's why I would never play these types of champs. I would never fuck around with, like, Braum, Leona, Malphite, Morgana, Karma. So, we're looking for champions... carry, boost each role. And I don't know what patch number this is. I'll put a little thing. 7 point whatever, right? But yeah, we'll start with top 7.6. Thank you. We'll start with top and work our way down. If I were a booster right now and I wanted to climb from top lane with an insanely high win rate, what would I play? What have I seen work, and what would I personally recommend? I think, and this is my, if people would say this is my area of expertise, I would say right now you could play Darius, Gangplank, Riven, Fiora, Pantheon is a good one. If I was a booster. This is if I was a booster and I was trying to get like an insanely high win rate in every situation. I don't know about Camille. I'm not sure. But I feel like it would be okay. Jax. That's another one. Tryndamere. These are some really good. Swain. Quas did that, and I think it's good. This is a pretty good fucking framework. Well, you say Lel, but you say Darius is a joke. I present you with Woobles, the guy that beat me on my Yasuo account. Hold on a second. I present you with Woobles. You guys don't know about Woobles, do you? Where the fuck did this guy go? Here we go. I hope his win rate's still holding up. Yeah. What you fuckers know about Woobles? 84% to Diamond 5. You guys don't know shit about Woobles, do you? I don't know. He hasn't been playing, so I think his boost is over. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. You guys talk shit about Darius. So you meet the hero Woobles with his fucking 84% win rate to Diamond solo. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. He's basically proven to me, this guy on his own has proven to me that Darius can be a boosting champ. So that's why I put him on the list now. He runs Flash Ghost every game. I guess Woobles, the 67-0, I guess he got bored in a bot game or something. I don't know what that was. But anyways. You don't know about the boy Woobles. I got beat by him on Yasuo on the account, the Elo Boat account. We passed him, but I'm also playing duo. And now I'm playing my comfort champ. I have a friend on EOS D1. Only with Darius. Yeah, I mean, I truly think it's a good pick. And I'm not just saying that. I think that guy proves that it exists and it can work. So, for mid, what would we put right now? Katarina, Talon. Talon could sub in for top, technically. Katarina and Talon are, in my opinion, some of the top ones for mid lane, I think. It's kind of a roaming meta right now, and I think that Katarina is probably the top of the top right now. As for champions that I would boost with, Pantheon's pretty good. Is a good option. Again, same reasons before. People are saying Ahri a lot. Ahri can work. I think that a lot of people could pull off Ahri. Fizz, that's another great one. Fizz is a great one right now. Zed is probably good. But here's the one. This one, much skill required. So I mean, I guess they all are, but I think Zed is probably a little tougher. But yeah, he can do it. I wouldn't put Victor in there. I probably wouldn't put Annie in there because I think they're too immobile for solo queue. If you're notice the trend here. Even Pantheon has some mobility in the sense that his W can be used as a gap close. And he has global presence and a strong lane phase that can end a game quickly. I think that in general, these are the types of champs that you're looking for. You can theoretically play champs like Azazir. You could play Kassadin. You could play, but these champs don't have strong enough lane phase. Twisted Fate doesn't have strong enough lane phase. Carnage Mask, thanks for 30. Victor, same thing. Lane phase is too weak. He's too stagnant. You basically need a champion that can win lane on his own and then roam around the map. Which I would put these guys that basically any lane that you face, you could probably outplay and win. And run around the map and find shit to do. Beyond this, I don't really know. Some people say Nidalee, some people saying Echo. Echo might be okay. I'm not sure on that one. Leblanc hasn't been played much. A lot of people haven't been saying Leblanc. I've heard a lot of people bitching that Leblanc isn't very good, so I'm going to assume. You could also drop Gangplank in here, in my opinion, but I'm also biased because I play Gangplank really well, and I think that you could even do like full damage style GP and make things work. Although I would never do it, I think that you could, and I think it would be a pretty strong style for solo queue. If you're looking for wave clear mids that like hold shit down, I would definitely lean more towards Anivia than most of the other mids, and like Cassiopeia is another mid that if you're looking for like scaling, like these would be the champs that I would probably veer towards. I would veer less towards Victor and more towards these champs. I don't know about Ziggs. Maybe TF, Ziggs, and Victor. They could all fit in sometimes here, but I like these ones more, in my opinion. I'm speaking purely for solo queue, like boost. Which champions do I think like? And I've done so many climbs. Which champions routinely give me a hard time, or give people a hard time when they're played right? Give solo queue environment a hard time. Oh, I'm getting spammed on Discord. Discord spam. Hey, nice. That's pretty good. Whoever did this. Was that you, Vicarian? This is pretty solid. I like how he has like a gold tooth. That's pretty good. Yeah, we'll put that in. Save picture. Hold on, Photoshop. Let me add that. Hold on a second, guys. We'll do. Where's my sub goal pick? The fuck? Go fuck yourself, Windows. Here we go. There we go. Why did you put Jackson there but not Renekton? Because I'll show you why. Because I don't agree that Renekton's that good. I think, well, that's not fair. I think that Renekton's good, but I don't think he's as good. I think that Renekton could work, but would I ever do it as a booster? No. Hold on, let me find the guy that I'm looking for here. This guy goes by the name of Stevens. And this is why I put Jax on the list. Everyone thinks Jax is weak as a climbing champ. But he's at 96% win rate right now. And he is not going to stop very hard. He might drop a couple games here or there. But he pretty much is the epitome of the split push style Jax. And this is why when I say I know what I'm talking about, you listen. All right, when I say Jax is probably the best split pusher, Stevens, I don't know Stevens. I got to link up with him and chat with him sometime about how he plays Jax. But I've been saying forever that Jax is probably, like, if you master Jax and know what you're doing, you could probably crush. Because he split pushes. He's the best. He's the best split pusher in the game. Stevens does the Korean shit where he gets double Doran's blades like every game. And he just gets big. And his results speak for themselves. You can't really deny that the dude's crushing. That is a 96% win rate. Now, yes, he could be running well. Like he could technically maybe be winning a little bit more than he should be. If he did this over and over again, maybe he's running hotter than normal. Either way, he's gonna be 85+% win rate. So yeah, this is why I say Jax is on that list. Okay, So don't doubt the ways of the Jax, okay? There's a reason why I hype up Jax. So let's go to jungle. And I'm gonna think about this for a second. Right now, what I'm seeing in the jungle, and I'm gonna piggyback off of people that I know what they're doing. I know that Hecarim, Shaco, Kha'Zix are all pretty decent picks right now in the jungle. I also know that Rengar's up there. Ivern's up there. Ivern's weird though, and I honestly don't know if I would put Ivern on this list for what I'm doing. I think that Ivern more falls into yeah, Graves is an obvious one. He's banned so much that I forget he exists. Elise is another great one. I think I would probably steer away from Elise just because I'd be scared of, like, there's something about Elise that worries me. And I think it's because, like, you could fuck it up so easily, where, like, she builds a lot of damage, and then if she fucks up one time, that's GG. And I don't feel that way with these other champs. Like, I feel like Hecarim's so big that you could just fuck up, and as long as you're fed, you're so big that it doesn't matter. You just Q in the middle of a team fight and you win. I think Warwick's probably okay here, but I don't know how reliable Warwick is, and I'm too scared to comment. Technically, well played Lee Sin should be good, as always. And then from there on, I think this list stops pretty quick because the other picks are not very reliable. I guess Evelyn's pretty good for like if you're boosting, yeah. Evelyn might be okay in like a low boost scenario, especially if you do like a tanky or AD type of Evelyn. But yeah, I don't really know much about like Warwick enough to comment on it. I've seen him hard carry, so I think he probably could work. I just don't know if he's consistent. I think Vi is too skill dependent to reliably carry. There's a couple cases, but like, would I do it as like a boost champ? Probably not. There's obviously like, what's his name? Fucking I always forget his name. Super Metroid does Vi well. Yeah, Vi takes a lot of skill, especially if you do like the AD style, which is like way more effective in my opinion. I don't know if I would play Nocturne. I think he's too reliant on a good start in order to be effective. He also falls off pretty hard. Nidalee's weird. I don't know if Nidalee's good or not. I've seen some people mixing Nidalee into the game again. It's weird to see. But I don't know. I think this is a pretty good stop point though. Basically, if you pick any of these champs and play them well, you shouldn't have a hard time climbing. Although I would probably even take Lee off the list as a boot. Like, even if a guy's good at Lee, I think he's too unreliable and he falls off too hard. All these other champs are pretty good across the board in the game. Even Elise, like full damage Elise, can one-shot damn near anything. And yeah, all these champs seem to scale really well with leads. So I would probably take Lee off of it just because it's so like, you have to be just going so huge constantly, and sometimes your teammates are shit and don't do anything. Olaf sucks. I've been playing Nunu with Fogged on Duo and Jungle, and I think Nunu's actually really good at higher elo, but like you need to carry. So like I don't think I would ever, if I was playing like solo jungle, I don't think I would ever do like Nunu. I think that would just be kind of retarded to try to like spam Nunu. It'd be fun, but I just don't see how it gets a high win rate reliably enough. Because you need, like, a champ like Nunu needs a carry, and if none of your teammates are capable of carrying, you're just a tank that walks around. Kind of like Mundo. So, I don't like Xin Zhao because Xin Zhao is, struggles with that retard champ that you can't, like, once you're in, you can't get out type of scenario. I've never liked Xin Zhao. I think Xin Zhao's garbage. I think Aurelia can be good. I don't know if Aurelia's... probably if you're like a top tier Aurelia, but I don't know if it has the same type of potential as like these champs for low elo. But maybe. I've been playing top lane for a while. I don't really see how... I don't see how Aurelia outperforms any of these champs in low elo, specifically. But, it, you know, if you're a great Aurelia, sure, it could work. Alright, so let's look at ADC. Right now, it's pretty much just Bork users. I would probably just say Lucian, like, first pick every time if I was an ADC main right now, or Twitch. Like, I just don't... I don't see what universe that those two picks are awful ever in solo queue. There's just no fucking way. Like, I think that those are the big ones. I think that you could also throw Draven in there. Although I don't think I think these two are in a tier of their own, personally. And I think, you know, you have some other ones. Like, I think you could play Draven. You could theoretically play Caitlyn. You could theoretically play Ezreal. But I don't think that they're ever going to hold up as strong as these two picks. I can't see how. I can't see how they would ever hold up. Like, you got to understand, yeah, when Draven gets fed, it's terrifying. But, like, I can't see a world where these picks do better. I don't like Jhin as much, because I think that he can carry for sure, but I think he's too immobile for my taste. Like, even Twitch, like, you gotta understand, these champions that I'm all naming here, you could probably, if you had a duo partner, you could probably throw Kog'Maw on the list, and for all intents and purposes, maybe you could just play Kog'Maw anyways, and maybe I'm underestimating it. But the reality is, like, Lucian and Twitch damage right now, like, I think Lucian more for lane, Twitch more for, like, auto-win team fight. Like, I don't see how Draven, Kate, and Ezreal hold up. And there's compositions where, like, even fed Draven, like, there's times where you're so telegraphed in everything you're doing. You're so telegraphed from, like, the moment you leave lane to, like, every team fight. It's so easy for you to fuck up. Whereas with like, Lucian and Twitch, with Twitch, you get a good engage. With Lucian, you get great mobility. Caitlyn and Ezreal aren't as strong, but it's the same. My logic is that they both have range that they can use. So when their teammates are shit, they can be safe picks. Yeah, it's just everyone, you know, I get it. Like, Draven looks cool when it's fed, but it's not. I would not recommend Draven over these two, is all I'm saying. I guess. I like Draven. I love playing Draven, but I don't know. I just don't see how it can beat those two in the front. Also, you gotta understand that Draven uses Blade of the Rune King, but Blade of the Rune King kind of sucks on Draven. Like, he can use it, but he's not, like, really good with it. I don't know where Camille stands right now after her nerfs. Some people would probably say that she could be fine to carry low elo games. And as for Rumble, someone asked about Rumble. Rumble, I guess he can win lanes, but I just don't like his split pushing. Like, in low elo, you have to take towers, and the champions that I put on this list can all take towers, or at the very least, like, 2v1 reliably late into the game. Every single one of these champions can force objectives to happen, where Rumble doesn't really force objectives to happen, from what I can tell. Like, even his 2v1 and 3v1 type shit is sketch. His split push is sketch. Like, Swain is, like, he just walks and it wins. And, like, Rumble doesn't have that capability. Yeah, he can turn fights sometimes, but I just don't like how he plays when he gets leads as much. Ashe sucks because she's immobile. And that's why you'll never see me. The only champion that I even can, like, This champion isn't really mobile, but he kind of is because he has invis twitch. Generally, I tell everyone in my lessons, if there's one trend that you're seeing here, every single one of these champs, with the exception of Swain because he's overtuned and he'll get nerfed eventually, every single one of these champs has a lot of wiggle room mobility-wise. And even some of the thinner cases. Gangplank, yeah, not really immobile, but you know what? He's got a lot of move speed. Darius, not really mobile, but he also runs Ghost. The guy that was doing the Smurf shit was running Ghost. Pantheon, like I said, W, Gap, Close, all the other champs mobile. Here, all these champs are super mobile. Anivia, not mobile, but she's one that I think just scales incredibly well. And she's like an edge case. Cassiopeia, same thing, can manipulate mobility really nicely. Anivia does that too. But they both have, you know, they just are good solo queue, wave clear, slow play champs. Hecarim mobile, Shaco mobile, Kha'Zix mobile, Rengar, like all the junglers have to be mobile. And then Evelynn gets the nod because she's perma invis and snowballs really hard. So I would say in general in solo queue, like stay away from champions that aren't mobile. Support gets a little iffy because I think the rules change a little bit in support. And we'll go into that. But as a rule, like every time someone submits me an Ashe coaching session or a fucking, I don't know, a fucking Kog'Maw session or a Jhin session or something, I just kind of cringe because I'm always like, dude, you could be the best of the best of the best and you're gonna, like, you're never gonna have that crazy win rate. Like, no matter how hard you try, you'll never have it, because the champion's just not designed for like carrying solo queue that hard, and that's what sketches me out. So I'm gonna be taking a page out of someone who I follow for support, and I followed him for a while because I like how he plays support. And I'm gonna be throwing this guy up here for the purposes of discussion. This guy is a sub for Team Liquid. He's pretty decent. He plays support solo, and he's historically been very, very good. He's been challenger like every fucking season, and he's main support. So whenever he's like, supports can't fucking carry, and it's like, well, then how does this guy exist? In general, what I found when I researched this guy is he pretty much embodies every bit of analysis that I have in the support role right now. If you notice, there's a very clear and evident trend with him in that the more he gears himself towards carry champs, the better he seems to do. Even at the top of the ladder, he seems to do a lot better when he stays towards carry champs, like Brand, Vel'Koz, and in general for the people that are trying to climb. He had really bad run on Malzahar, holy shit. General for the people that are trying to climb, I always recommend playing a support that has high damage over a support that has high utility. You can get some nods. Like right now, I think Lulu's really strong at the moment. But in general, like I've used this guy before. It was like Vel'Koz, Brand, Zyra, Malzahar for a bit. The Industrial Revolution, thanks for 3 months in a row. So if I were to do a support boosting session, I would gear myself towards these types of champs. And I would emphasize just getting big in lanes, because if you get fed, it's great. And if you don't get fed, it's still okay. And it plays well in lanes, which are the big important things. And that's what I'm looking for when I'm talking about supports that carry. If you want to be a true proper fucking passive support, I'll do a sidebar here of what I think can work. And I think it's pretty simple. I think it's just Janna Soraka, personally. Or maybe Lulu right now. But Lulu isn't even passive right now, let's be honest. All these champs do very, very well in support role. And the ones that I put at the top are pretty much high damage supports that control lane. And like, if you can't do these, no, Sona fucking sucks. I'm sorry. Sona sucks because she's immobile. It all goes back to what I was saying about immobility. And like, yes, I get that Zyra and Brand and Vel'Koz are immobile, but Sona does nowhere even close to the amount of damage in team fights that these guys do. And additionally, they have snares and stuns and knockups and shit. Sona sucks. Sona's only bailout is the ult, really, when she gets caught, and I hate that. Fucking hate it. I don't like Bard right now. I don't like Blitz right now. You saw recently in my ranked game, I even wound up playing Soraka in a ranked game because I just got so sick of trying to make shit like fucking Scion work when I get autofilled that it was like just utility shit just does not fucking work. That like the tanks, initiators, the grabbing champs, like all that shit just does not work. It's so much better to just heal bot. I mean, this game was like a perfect example. I don't even know if I can pull the stats of how much healing done, but it's just fucking, it's preposterous. Like, it's just fucking preposterous. As 22k healing done, total damage dealt to champs. This Cassiopeia was cheating or something. But when I'm healing as much damage as this dude's doing, there's something fucking wrong, I think. So that'd be the only time that I would ever fuck around with a passive champ. Same with Janna. I think that Janna, you know, you can't really see how much she's shielding, I feel like. But I think that it's comparable. I think it's close. So, that was even a game that we were losing, and because I was playing Soraka, we won. And I know for a fact, if I was playing any other support, I would have lost. If I was playing anything, Karma, all these other champs, like, I remember this game, I had a Vayne lane, and if I hadn't taken Soraka, I would have fucking lost, because we would have got engaged on and bursted over and over again. So, these are all pretty good. Karma works better in support than she does in mid for obvious reasons, I think. But yeah, that's it. I mean, these are champs that if I were to go and I were like, I'm gonna boost you, noob. Excuse me. I think these would be in line with what I'd be looking at right now, or stuff that I would consider. Most of the champs that I listed are pretty good, and I would probably even go as far to say if you're doing support and you're trying to like climb really fast, I'd probably recommend duoing with an ADC, just because like win rate wise, it doesn't seem smart to play that role like that. Brad, thanks for the support, bro. But yeah, anyways. Cool. So there you go. We were productive while we were waiting for coaching to come in. I hope you guys like this little talk. I hope it helps. If it pops up on the channel, cool. You know, you can argue with me or disagree with me, whatever. But at the end of the day, I think this is pretty fucking solid list of stuff that works well. I'm sure there's stuff that I missed in here. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it's a combination of mobility, or mobility abuse, either like controlling space or what have you, even with lack of mobility, lane dominance, and the ability to like hit towers and take objectives and force things to happen. Thanks, Black Mamba, for the 13 months in a row. So I hope this helps you guys. I'm gonna set up a sub slate, and then yeah, you should like and subscribe and all that bullshit. I'm out. Peace, crackers.